Hello everyone, and welcome to your very first step into the exciting world of coding. If you've ever wondered how websites, apps, and video games are made, you're in the right place. Today we're going to demystify programming and show you that anyone, including you, can learn to code. So, what exactly is programming? Think of it like giving a set of instructions to a friend. But instead of a friend, you're talking to a computer. A program is simply that list of instructions, and coding is the process of writing those instructions in a language the computer can understand. There are many programming languages just like there are many spoken languages, but they all share some core concepts. Let's start with one of the most popular and beginner-friendly languages, Python. Imagine you want to create a program that greets someone. In Python, you could write a small block of code called a function. A function is like a recipe for a specific task that you can use over and over again. Here's a simple function to greet a user. We'll define a function called greet_user that takes a name as its input. Inside the function, we'll tell the computer to print a message like, "Hello Alex." Welcome to the world of coding. The print command is how we get the computer to display text on the screen. So, when we run our program and call the greet_user function with the name Alex, it does exactly that. It prints the greeting. Functions are amazing because they keep our code organized and prevent us from having to write the same instructions repeatedly. Next up, let's talk about one of the most fundamental building blocks of programming, variables. Variables are like labeled boxes where you can store information. You give the box a name, and you put something inside it. For example, we can create a variable named age and store the number 25 in it. We could create another variable called height and store the number 1.75. These values can be numbers, text, or many other types of data. Why are variables useful? Because they allow our program to remember and work with information. We can easily access the value inside a variable just by using its name. For instance, we can tell our program to print the value of the gauge variable, and it will display age 25 on the screen. We could do the same for height, and it would show height 1.75 meters. Throughout your program, you can change the values stored in these variables, which makes your code dynamic and powerful. Now, what if you need to do the same task multiple times? Writing the same line of code over and over would be incredibly tedious. This is where loops come in. Loops are a way to tell the computer to repeat a block of code as many times as you want. A common type of loop is the for loop. Let's say we want to count from 1 to 5. Instead of writing 5 separate print commands, we can use a for loop. We can tell the program, for each number in the range from 1 to 6, print that number. The computer will then automatically execute the print command for the number 1. Then for 2, then 3, 4, and finally 5. It's an efficient way to handle repetitive tasks, from processing lists of items to creating animations. Loops are a programmer's best friend for automation. But what makes a program truly smart? The ability to make decisions. That's where conditional statements come into play. Conditional statements allow your program to check if a certain condition is true and then execute different code based on the outcome. The most common form of this is the if-else statement. Let's go back to our age variable. We can write a program to check if a person is an adult. We can use an if statement to check if age is greater than or equal to 18, then print you are an adult. What if the condition isn't true? That's what the else part is for. Else, print you are a minor. So, if our age variable is 25, the program will print you are an adult. If we change the age to 16, it will print you are a minor. This simple logic is the foundation for how programs respond differently to various situations and user inputs. So, let's quickly recap what we've learned. We've talked about programs as sets of instructions. We've seen how functions help us organize our code into reusable blocks. We've learned that variables are used to store and manage data. We discovered how loops can automate repetitive tasks, and how conditional statements allow our programs to make decisions. These concepts, functions, variables, loops, and conditionals, are the absolute core of almost every programming language. Whether you're learning Python, JavaScript, C++, or any other language, you will be using these ideas every single day. This introduction is just the tip of the iceberg, of course. The world of programming is vast and full of amazing things to learn. From here, you can start exploring more complex topics like data structures, which are ways to organize and store data efficiently, or algorithms, which are step-by-step procedures for solving problems. You could dive deeper into Python, or you could explore other languages like JavaScript, which powers most of the interactive web, or C++, which is used for high-performance applications like game engines. The most important thing to remember as a beginner is to be patient with yourself and to practice consistently. Coding is a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice. Don't be afraid to make mistakes or break things. That's often the best way to learn. Start with small projects like a simple calculator or a little text-based game. Celebrate your small victories along the way. The journey of 1,000 lines of code begins with a single statement. You've taken that first step today. Keep that curiosity alive, keep experimenting, and most importantly, have fun with it. Happy coding! Thanks so much for watching. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more beginner-friendly coding tutorials. Let us know in the comments what you'd like to learn next. See you in the next video.